Hey everybody, welcome to the episode of On the Paint Table. It's my weekly show where you see what I got done, what I'm working on, and what is coming up. So this week, I finally got to try out Dungeonbowl, the new I guess updated version for second season edition of the classic wacky underground Blood Bowl variant played by the Colleges of Magic in the old world. It was great. I painted up a College of Heavens teams based on the Norse upgrade and Spike number 14, which gives you the ability to roll them into the College of Heavens against Mike's College of Metal, which was great. You'll see those games come up next week. And I also got a bit of building and assembly done for Nethermaze, the new Warhammer Underworlds two-player starter set that basically just goes deeper into Olgu, the Realm of Shadow, with some Skaven and some Shadow Elves, some of Marathi Kane's assassin core, basically. I didn't get them painted, but Mike was here and we played Dungeonbowl, so I figured we'd try Nethermaze. I had it just shown up, so we cracked it open and gave it a go. So you can watch that as well today. I got more projects on the go, and I've got a very cool miniature that I'm excited to show you guys for a very cool project that I'm excited to have see the coming of the light coming soon. And also I want to take a straw poll on what Legion I should do. I'm divided. People comment on the post about what I should do. I have two miniatures though, two different Legions. You guys tell me which ones I'm going to paint first as my test model. So let's take a look at what got done and what is coming up. So first things first, here is my finished pile for my Norse / College of Heavens for Dungeonbowl team. I leaned heavy into the contrast with some zenithal priming. I gave them a brown primer with a beige sort of zenithal top coat, and then hit them with that light blue and I think it's Nazdrag yellow for my contrast paints, and then just touch everything up with highlights and stuff. So these are my converted, that's my human thrower, and then converted nobility blitzers. So using a variety of Norse bits and then old Empire Knight heads. I made myself two Imperial Nobility heads that are also into the hard drinking lifestyle of the Norse. The Cygor brown I used for the leather strapping, Fire Slayer flesh for the skin. And then here's all my linemen, including the most important miniature of all, the Techno Viking. I finished him off with a Sterling, no, not Sterling Battlemire, it's Astrogranite Debris, and then I washed a little bit of that same Fire Slayer flesh onto, it's watered down Canoptic armor shade in the legs there to give it a bit of a dirt marking. And the gold is all, I think, Liberator gold when it's all said and done. You can actually see that's the zenithal prime right there on the rock. The rock I literally just left as is and gave a very thin wash of that same Canoptic armor shade over top of it and a dry brush of beige. But that was the color. That's the color underneath everything. It was this reddy brown. I love these guys. These are the Berserkers. So these are the Blitzers basically for the Norse team. I like this guy because he's basically Kratos from God of War. Very cool. And then just skin highlights. I actually blended the skin tone myself because I didn't have a skin tone to hand. I was trying to limit myself to a new paint line. I used the new Huge Minis paints. So I blended the skin tone out of brown, a eggshell, and a little bit of pink. So I'm kind of happy with how it turned out, and it looks like a good top coat for the base tone of the Fire Slayer flesh. And then I use the decals to give them their numbers and stuff. My Valkyries, also all done up. Kind of a deer leather kind of pants there for the yellow that's on it. And that's them. So I've got 6 aligned. So basically for the Heavens team, my million gold crowns, I actually ended up dropping 2 linemen. I didn't have to paint them for rerolls because I discovered rerolls were pretty important. But I've got 6 linemen, 2 Valkyries, 2 Berserkers, 2 Blitzers, a thrower. And I'm probably going to get some of the Lizardman stuff to blend in there. Maybe some Croxagors, or some Saurus to blend in as well. But it's Lore of Beasts for the Ulfwerners, the 2 werewolf guys, and the pigs as well. So I didn't paint them just yet. I'll paint them when I actually run these guys as a Norse team, and I'll just swap out all the nobility stuff to run them as pure Norse in actual Blood Bowl and play some 7s games maybe with Mike as well. So I've also got Skrorg Snowfelt, Ivar Eriksson, who I could use as another Berserker Blitzer if I want, and the Yeti. Look at how cool the Yeti is. Here's my 2 beer pigs, or ale pigs, spider pig, Harry Plopper, and then my 2 Ulfwerners as well. I can paint up to go in the squad. And here's all the new Underworld stuff coming out this weekend. I got my Exiled Dead, and I built and cleaned up with Mike so we could play the game, which you'll see today. The Nethermaze box set. So the new Skaven and Shadow Elves, which were tons of fun to play with. You can watch the game today. But what was really cool is you also are able to order the warbands from the previous starter set. This is something new. I haven't seen this done before. They might have done it before, but I just don't know. But Xandar's Truthseekers and Decunnin Crew are just in here with their cards without all the boards and stuff. So instead of trying to hunt down the Nethermaze stuff, they've got them as like a 2-pack for the miniatures, and the miniatures just don't go missing once they're out of rotation. The starter set's like out of rotation, which I think is a cool idea, and I'm pumped to try them out as well. So 6 new warbands, I guess, for me to try. Trying out the new stuff against the new stuff, because I've also got the Ogre Pirate to paint up as well. And last of the workshop stuff, I've got Dominion Zephon and Fafnir Rand. You tell me which one you think I should paint. I'm excited for both these legions. They're both on Terra, and they both like basically fight to the end of the Horus Heresy. So I'm leaning towards Blood Angels because I painted that Flesh Terror army, and I think it'd be cool to go all the way back to Horus Heresy with them. But I do also like Fafnir. Like, it's basically like look at his face. He's so cool looking. He's basically Ron Swanson if Ron Swanson was a Space Marine. So I'm pumped for that one as well. Last but not least, check out how cool this is. The Paul Bonner Minotaur finally done, along with an actual Confrontation Continuum sticker and card. Look at that. It's Confrontation. It's Confrontation coming back with round bases. Weird. And new abilities. So I'm excited for this relaunch. Confrontation, one of my favorite games of the early 2000s, and I am pumped to paint this miniature. Look at how cool he is. He's just like the Paul Bonner art. Beautifully painted, beautifully realized. I am excited about this project, along with some Temple of the West dice. He's available from the Kickstarter, I think, from Temple of the West, and this project from them as well, which is Confrontation Continuum. And last but not least, certainly not least, exciting news, more Fallout stuff. The Conquerors of Quincy box set with Sergeant Baker, the Gunners, Clinton, Tessa, who are very, very cool. Lots of power armor in here. The Railroad Operative as well. They're cool, like, heavy weapons. Look at that minigun. I love these models. Glory, Deacon, and 4 Railroad Heavies with, like, cool heavy weapons. And then a Gunner's Core box, too, along with other power armor models. So you've got a Gunner Commander in power armor, a private, or like 2 privates, actually, a Sergeant and a Conscript. So lots of neat new miniatures, and the rest of the characters from the Railroad as well. Desdemona, Mr. Timms, Drummer Boy, Tinker Tom, Pam, and Doc Carrington. I love Pam. She's one of my favorite characters in Fallout 4. Just a, like, ridiculous character. And then the promo, too, for Grognak, which is exciting. So Jay's been talking about getting into Fallout again, and I think what we'll probably do is split the Gunners and the Railroad and decide who wants to paint what and play some more games. And so there you go, another project finished and lots more on the way. So big thanks for watching. We'll see what comes up next week. And cast your vote in the comments. Tell me if you think I should do Fists or Blood Angels. I can't decide. That trailer for the new Horus Heresy stuff has me so hyped. And I want to do some test models and just like start plucking away at it. Not like I have time to do anything, but I want to do something just for me. I want to do another just for me project, and just for me kind of fun project, and I feel like this would be a good thing to get my like creative sort of like mojo back. So big thanks for watching. We'll see you next Saturday. Till then, Ash. Have a good day. Hey there, I hope you enjoyed that video. There are tons of other games already recorded for you to watch. Click over to my channel page if you haven't already, and have a look through the dozens of playlists full of videos. I guarantee you'll discover a game you haven't seen played before. I put out new videos 7 days a week, and every day is themed to a different genre as I continue to explore the wider world of gaming. Of course, none of that's possible without you, the viewer, so click a like and subscribe if you'd like to stay on top of what's happening here daily. My 2 kids and I are massively grateful to be able to have the flexibility of this job so I can always maximize my time with them. If you want to support me continuing to put out this content, it's only possible because of my amazing backers on Patreon who support the studio, equipment, and model cost, as well as being how I make the bulk of my living. You can also help out by buying a t-shirt through Spreadshirt, a measuring gauge or widget from Deathray Designs, or buying one of my games and supplements like Last Days, Gamma Wolves, and Blaster. As a way of showing my appreciation, patrons get early access to new games and supplements that I write throughout the course of the year. Huge thanks for watching, it really does help out, and happy gaming.